He's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's white. Oh my god, Vice, never change, okay? Are you bankrupt or something like that? Why are you bother making this? But given the fact that it is the day of days, the day most consistently intertwined with lists, instead of January 6th, but I figured we've got this top 100 reasons and 100 ways white people can make life less frustrating for people of color. Listen, Vice, we know exactly what you're doing right here. You're trying to farm engagement and spoilers. Oh, it definitely worked. You're not getting a lot of love on it, but you're getting a lot of views, and that's all that matters, right? This is like it's exactly the same thing when you get like those 8.5-minute YouTube videos that are just train wrecks, okay? But they're there. They got the mid-roll ad, they got the pre-roll ad, and they got the post-roll ad. They're just there to farm engagement, and well, it's the move of a company, business, platform that's in its death throes, and we could point to a bunch of other examples of such things happening, but Vice, we know, we've cataloged its downfall throughout the year. This is exactly on brand, but before we get to the 100 ways white people can make life less frustrating for people of color. You don't want to say blacks, but you'll go ahead and say whites, but whatever, man. It's just the fact that they're getting absolutely cooked in the comment section. I do like it. George Alexopoulos, great political cartoonist, great satirizer. Your happiness is your own responsibility. All right, thanks for the blanket platitudes. Go back to creating very good art. Okay, I can't take any more of the piss out of him. Hey, you got Salty Cracker. Salty Army, baby. I'm going to do the opposite of these 100 things. Well, to be fair, okay, we can go through the rest of this stuff, and I'm sure that they'll probably get increasingly hilarious because now we're just starting to get into, some of the other, big brains that are out there. But I'm not going to take this stuff all that seriously because, guys, this is exactly what Vice does. And hell, given the fact that they're also posting something that's over 5 years old, they know exactly what they're doing, okay? Like, this is meant to incite people, okay? This is meant for rage clicks. I seen this coming from a mile away. That's why I'm not going to take it all that seriously. Let's see how many we can read through on this one, because 100, well, that's pretty excessive. Just because you can't see racism around you doesn't mean it's not happening. Trust people of color assessment of a situation. Don't assume that all people of color share the same views. We are not a monolith, but you can do the flip reverse for whites. That's interesting. Number 3. Don't assume or guess people's races. This is not a fun game for us. Oh, okay. If someone tells you they're from Uganda, don't say, do you know the way? I think that would be fun. I went to Nigeria once. Just please. I don't know who does that. Okay. It'd be like, okay, hey, Don, what's your genetic makeup? Irish, Scottish, Ukrainian, a little bit of native as well. Okay. Pretty much, segmented into 4 quarters. Oh, that's nice. I went to London. It's like, okay, cool. Is that a non sequitur? What are we doing here? I don't think anybody does that. Related. Don't refer to Africa as a country. You got to tell them to those dumbass bitches, the likes of which go on to Fresh and Fit After Hours, who were like, okay, name 3 countries. Africa, Europe, and Asia. Public school system at work, people. Oh. And rest assured that literally no person of color ever wants you to get back from holiday, show off your tan excitedly, and claim, look, I'm almost as dark as you, cease and desist. See why I'm not taking this stuff seriously? Because these things never happen. They never happened at all. Regardless, as autonomous, unique individuals, not as representatives of our race. Yeah, but you are the ones that want to put your race in front of everything. Don't rinse our culturally specific memes. They're ours. What memes are you talking about? Do you want Ugandan knuckles back? Well, you can't. It's mine. Shut up. Don't say shit like, oh, that said ginger. Oh, God, I thought I was going to have to get creative there for a second. I know what it's like to be a person of color. I'm a ginger. Who the hell said what? I know some redheads. I don't think that they'd ever do that, unironically. Would be kind of funny, though. I never try to tell a person of color what is or isn't racist. Yeah, because they're too stupid to deduce that. But when we do... Oh, I'm sorry. Understand that sometimes days are even more mentally exhausting for people of color thanks to the news cycle. If white people aren't watching the news, you think blacks are? Try not to badger us for our opinions on the latest atrocity that has occurred. Let us grieve. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, what was your take on what was happening happening during the summer of love. But when we do have something to say, listen. Oh, okay, cool. So don't prod us for our opinion, but when we proffer it, you need to sit around and have a drum circle about it. Sure thing. Share articles related to everyday experiences of race and racism written by people of color. Now, yeah, go ahead and share an article about racism by the likes of Kamala Harris, who is the descendant of slave owners. Read books of people of color. Recommend. I'm not taking your advice. If a character you assumed was white in a book is portrayed by an actor of color in a movie, embrace it. Whiteness is not the default. Yeah, exactly. Don't get mad when there's race swapping because, well, race doesn't matter. And that happens, but ain't nobody gonna be fine if they were gonna be rebooting Black Panther at Marvel Studios and they decide to cast Ryan Gosling. Show how much it matters then. Hell, there was even a perfect example of this earlier this year when they decided to announce the casting for the live-action Lilo and Stitch, and they actually got a pure-blood Polynesian actress to portray. I never watched Lilo and Stitch or anything like that, but one of the Hawaiians that are going to be in there. But you know, all of the tolerant leftists that are out there that are really paying attention to what Disney are doing, and they said that she is not dark enough, which is kind of hilarious. But of course, that's exactly what you'd expect. If you have kids, buy them dolls of color and books of characters of color. You don't get to tell me, okay? Just because you can't have any sex, okay? You don't get to tell my offspring what to do. You go to hell. Donate money to grassroots movements around you that are run by and supported by people of color. Yes, like Black Lives Matter. How else are they going to be able to afford such nice and multiple clubhouses of multi-million-dollar worth? Support small businesses owned by people of color. Yeah, like the same ones. Okay, yeah, support it like they did during the Summer of Love. They went in there and support. They just forgot to follow through on their pledge. They pledged to pay. They'll get back to you a certain day. I don't assume people of color can't speak English. Yeah, but when you talk in Ebonics, it's really tough to think if you can speak English. But also be patient if our English isn't perfect. Oh my God. Are you by trying multilingual? Probably not. It's hard. Well, they should probably focus on, just perfecting one language, especially if you're going to live here. Anyways, in general, don't assume we want to be white or want to assimilate. Right. That's kind of another underlying societal problem. But again, this is a meme article. Why provide anything more than meme insight? We don't want to assimilate. Fantastic. Well, you can make like a missile and get the fuck back over the wall. Recognize that you can't assume someone's religion based on how they look. Yeah, exactly. Not all Sikhs wear turbans. Oh, wait, they do. Not all Muslims cover their hair. Oh, wait, they do. Oh, but that's deductive logic. Okay, that's interesting. Not all South Asians and Middle Eastern people are Muslims. Nobody would be stupid enough to think that. Not all black people are Christian. Yeah, there's several different denominations of Christianity, but okay. Not all East Asian people are Buddhist. No, you already had that covered, but okay. You get the idea. Well, yeah, that, and I also get the idea that you couldn't think of other ethnic groups that are out there and other culturally relevant religions to attach to them, because 3 examples is good enough. We got 100 points to read. Remember that not all people of color are straight. Yeah, thanks to shout out Dwight Howard for really exposing what's going on in Atlanta. Remember that people of color are not inherently more homophobic than white people. Have you been around black people and how they want to talk about the gays? Yeah, interesting. People can be black and gay and disabled and trans and middle class and what else? And also slinkies? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Remember that a black woman and a native woman are in a car, and who's driving? The police. Oh, I'm sorry. And mixed race women, who are most likely to be in their lifetime in America. Yeah, by, some of those statistics, if you take a look at those. I know we're talking about people of color and statistics. Trust me, the FBI is not going to get terribly involved in this one. It's mostly by family members. Oopsie daisy, that one's you don't really want to talk about that one too much. When we talk about race, we're not just talking about men. Sorry, what? Repeat after me. Oh, right, intersections of race and gender exist. Yes, we love our intersectional feminism. All right. Don't ask black women if it's our real hair, and don't judge black women when they're wearing wigs or weaves. Well, we always know that they are. Like, come on now. Your hair's not naturally pink, you idiot. Don't touch our fucking hair. Language. Never tried to pull an uninvited race play shit in the bedroom. Seriously, what the fuck? Yo, man, I know black chicks are easy, but race play? What the fuck are you doing? Okay. Somebody turning up in a whole Cotton Club outfit, okay, dressing like Colonel Sanders, going, I say, bend the fuck over. If you call a woman of color exotic, you deserve to stub your toe. Yeah, but what if you're at a strip club, okay? Isn't that a little bit more of a classy way to say instead of bitch who works the pole like she's getting paid for it? Also saying, I've never fucked a black, Asian, native person to someone you're trying to hook up with is a one-way ticket to hell. Now you're just thinking that in the back of your mind and wondering if, you know, all of the old jokes of it looking like a wallet are true. Or if it's sideways, or if it makes smoke signals. Yeah, I can't really think of the native one. I don't know. Normally they're too drunk to, you know, kind of banter with. If you have such a fetishistic thought, just don't even bother coming near a person of color. Trust me, we're trying. You're making it very hard. Remember that having mixed race children is not a cure for racism. Right. It's a weird way. It's what? Or a way to live out weird racial fantasies. Yeah, unless you're like a teacher of a certain age, you're not really worried about the sexualization of children. Okay, that's kind of your problem. Oh, refuse to speak in an all-white panel, regardless of topic. But what if, let's just say, you know, hypothetically, if I've got my brand new getup, okay, it's just, you know, looking crispy out the dryer, it's all pressed, and it's white as the driven snow, and I'm just gonna go listen to somebody talk in front of a very well-lit bonfire, and they asked me to speak. Well, I was invited. I'm a guest. I wouldn't want to be a bad guest after all. Come on now. Commission people of color to make work about race. How about we look at what people of color have been commissioned to create this year? Check out the Marvels. Oh, right, you can't. Don't say things like, there are two sides to every story, or play devil's advocate when it comes to conversations about race. Interesting. In those situations, just listen. Fantastic. Ooh, 69. Nice. It's never useful to say stuff like, but what about the white working class? Yeah, exactly. Have you thought about non-white working class people's needs? Yeah, what about just working class people? But okay, then again, it's not like, well, you have to worry about the non-white working class, because what's that old joke? You put what underneath their work boots? Anyways, don't vote for racist politicians. Yeah, South America, you go ahead and you take you take that advice at number 70. Remember, the black women are not here to save you from yourselves. You got to put in the work too. Yeah, I don't think anybody relies on black women. Share alerts when ICE is planning a raid. Yo, what the fuck? Is that just... Are you just going out there and assuming all Hispanics are inherently illegal immigrants? What are you doing out there, you bigots? Stand up to Islamophobia whenever you see it. Well, how are you supposed to be able to deduce who's being Islamophobic and if there's any adherers to the Quran in the vicinity, because you're not supposed to judge people on how they look? Listen when black people say, I'm not comfortable with this situation. You've seen Get Out. Well, I've seen ER's review of Get Out, and I'd highly recommend that. I wouldn't recommend Get Out, though. Haven't you? If you haven't seen Get Out, watch Get Out. No thanks. No thanks. Jordan Peele is a fucking hack. Understand that the everyday horror is real. Yes, also watch Us if you're looking for an excuse to find a new place to store your scissors. Preferably in your neck. Question whether you have double standards when it comes to drugs? What? Do you think it's cool when white weed entrepreneurs make tons of money and think that black people who are found to have traces of marijuana in their systems deserve to be thrown in prison? No. That's one thing that we can agree on. I don't have double standards for drug users. I think they all should be pitched into the ocean. Don't have dreadlocks if you're not black. Just don't. Oh, no. Wasn't there some uncomfortable truth discovered that dreadlocks are like, historically white? But that's all right. They've been co-opted. But that's all right if you're black. But if you're white, hell, that's different. Just don't do that. Okay. And plus, white kids with dreadlocks, the old Southern California skater look, that shit's always gay. I can't believe I need to say this in 2018 and in 2023. Don't wear blackface. Yeah, hey, Justin. Hey, the Fidel Jr. Yeah, take off the blackface. Don't even think about saying the N-word. Well, which N-word is that? Nuclear? Nagger? Knitter. Oh, right. Okay, don't even think about it. Even if you're alone. Oh, literally. Okay, unironically, I wake up in the morning and I'll stretch, get out of bed, go to stand up, and it's just one of my favorite things to say. It's so fun, man. It's so fun. Similarly, don't use word gypsy, pokey. Yeah, she's terrible and has awful cookies. Or redskin. Okay, or any other racial slur. Yeah, exactly. Redskin. That's my word. Even if you're repeating what someone else said or reading from the text. Okay. Okay, they got it covered there. Okay, don't even think about saying the N-word, even if you're alone. Even if you're listening to rap. Even if you're alone and listening to rap. Yeah, but when I'm asked, okay, what if there's a Trivial Pursuit question and I'm asked what's the full name of the rap group, the influential rap group from the late 80s, early 90s that included members such as Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, and Eazy-E. Just go ahead and round out the rest of the lineup. MC Ren and DJ Yella. Okay, who was that? I can't quite say. Good neighbors with attitude. Like, that would never end up working out well. Care about race on the 364 days that aren't Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's weird. Remember that your queerness, womanhood. You're just inferring that women are reading this, huh? Interesting. Transness, class background, disability doesn't include you from white privilege. Interesting. So white supersedes this is like peak 2018 writing. Don't assume, full stop, that you can understand what it's like to experience racism. You can't. That's the whole point. That's a racist point in and of itself. You can't experience that. Why? Because you're white. Oh, interesting. Oh no, right, because power plus whatever. Be grateful for the lessons when you're called out on racism. Getting defensive won't help. Move past your white guilt. Guilt is an unproductive emotion. Don't sit there mired in whoa. Just be better. Recognize that fighting racism isn't about you. It's not about your feelings. It's about liberating people of color from a world that tries to crush us at every single turn. And finally, number 100. Let's all read this aloud, shall we? And remember, being an ally is a verb, not a noun. You're not good enough to be an actual ally. You're there to just hold our hand. Hold my hand, man. Hold my hand. You can't just magically be an ally to people of color because you say you're one. It's something that you must continually work on. Oh my, thank you. I know we did. I know we're not the perfect ally because we didn't read every single bullet point right there, but you know what? Maybe next year we'll have to run back this list. We'll have to check it twice and we're going to find out if 13 actually is 52. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. And Merry Christmas. We still got one more, and another one coming out after this. Take care, everyone.